What if the Ministry of Magic didn't just fail to prevent Voldemort's return, but actually deliberately brought him back? What if Voldemort's revival wasn't the result of Harry's courage or the Ministry's cowardice, but a dark plan from the deepest corners of the magical government? We know the story. After years of darkness, Voldemort vanishes, only to return during the third task of the Triwizard Tournament. But what if the true reason for this return goes deeper? What if the conspiracy isn't just found on Voldemort's side, but also within the Ministry itself? The question remains, why didn't the Ministry prevent Voldemort's return? After all, Dumbledore knew the Dark Lord was alive, yet the public was kept in the dark. There's a theory that suggests the Ministry had its own agenda. The Ministry was always a place for political games, power, and influence. And who had more power than the Dark Lord when he was at the height of his strength? We know the Ministry had supported Voldemort in the past. Many Ministry officials, like Lucius Malfoy, stood with the Death Eaters. But when Voldemort was overthrown, the magical government had a problem. They had to ensure they kept control. What if the Ministry intentionally chose to cover up Voldemort's return at this time? Some say Ministry officials, led by Cornelius Fudge, refused to accept Voldemort's return because they feared the Ministry would lose control and power.
He's not back.
They had too much to lose. Their status, resources, connections, everything was at stake. But what if this wasn't just an act of denial? What if the Ministry actually wanted Voldemort's return? While Dumbledore and his followers searched for the truth, some powerful Ministry officials might have secretly conspired with the Death Eaters to bring the Dark Lord back. Bellatrix Lestrange and other high-ranking Death Eaters had enough influence after Voldemort's fall to secretly work towards his return. Perhaps the Ministry was also interested in reintegrating the Death Eaters to strengthen political power and maintain control over the wizarding world. Dumbledore, who opposed the Ministry, saw the danger in this collaboration between dark forces and the government. The Ministry would not only secure its power, but also secretly ally with the Dark Lord to achieve their own goals. This could explain the true reasons for their constant denial of Voldemort's return and their delayed response to it. In the end, the question remains, what if the Ministry didn't just fail, but was the true cause of Voldemort's return? Could the wizarding government have seen the Dark Lord as a tool to secure their own survival? We know they have always made deals with those who could give them power, whether through the Dark Lord or his followers. Perhaps in the end, it's the choice the Ministry made, the choice to walk the dark path to preserve their power. And we know that such choices always come at a price. What do you think? Was the Ministry the true cause of Voldemort's return? Let us know what you think of this theory. Do you believe the Ministry was actually behind Voldemort's return, or do you think there are other reasons that make more sense?